All right, folks, welcome back after a long-awaited 1 week postponement. Rob, we are finally back. How we doing?
Good ourselves.
Good, man. We're both sitting outside on what is it, a Tuesday afternoon? We're not necessarily accustomed to this.
No.
Usually, we're rocking and rolling Monday nights. We had to push some things back, but here we are, nonetheless.
Yep. It's nice out, so getting a little warm, but it's nice to be back.
Oh yeah, always. I have the golf itch really bad right now. I would love nothing more than to be out on the golf course, or at least at the range or something.
Yeah, the last couple mornings been nice. I mean, since last time we had the podcast, I've been out 3 times, so I've been
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow. I know you played the Highlands.
Well, yeah. So we played Bowes Creek after the podcast, played the Highlands, and then Sunday morning got up early again. Just wanted to go play. Went over to Carriage Greens. By far not my favorite course to play, but they don't take singles. So they're like, I called and they said, "Oh, just come on, we'll get you out." And yeah, I was the first one out. I played 18 holes in 2 hours. I walked. It was great.
Is that your new thing now?
What's that?
I feel like that's got to be a new thing for you, where you just pick up early on the weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to play.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. In Michigan last week, we were talking about like cousins that just had babies. They're starting off fresh and they're like, yeah, if we get it in early, then we don't get in trouble with the wives. And I have to agree. Like if I go at 5:30 in the morning and I'm back by, even 8 o'clock, 8:30, then I mean, the kids have only been up for an hour really. So it's, it all works out. So.
Right. Yeah. That's part of the old give and take.
Yeah. Right.
It's a kind of a juggling act, right? Because it's either like, I feel like guys play either early or late, like when kids are ready to go to sleep, or not ready to go to sleep, but more of a twilight to where they're only missing a couple hours of them being up. So yeah. To your point though, I've come to like kind of the twilight aspect, although I'll probably forever be a diehard AM guy.
Sure.
Just something about, one way or the other, whether the sun is rising or setting, I think that's the best time to play. During the day, I mean, you couldn't pay me to go out.
Oh, no. It was, I agree.
That's a
yeah. We had for Bowes, we had like the 620, I believe, and we actually played with the guy that the insurance adjuster for your house. You had last year come out. He's really nice, good dude. And then like I was telling you, Highlands, we got paired up with a random father-son, and the son was a stick. He was interested in this our little tour, so that was cool to hear about. So yeah, it was good.
That's crazy that you had my insurance adjuster.
Yeah, we were on the first green. And, everybody, we're just talking and he's like, how do you know about this? And I said, I help run it. And he goes, "Oh, Tom." I said, "Yeah, Tom." He goes, "Yeah, I came out. I was at his house, I think last year, did he say?" And he was, he just said, he's an insurance adjuster.
Yeah. So, was he rocking the CGT towel?
I believe he was. I mean, he's a left-hander and holy crap, he can pound the ball off the tee. I was like, holy shit. I think he played college baseball, he said. It was nuts.
Yeah, he's a pretty stocky dude, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's a little shorter, but like, really nice dude. He could pound the ball. It was good company. So it was nice to hear.
He was a real
paired with a random guy.
Yeah, he was a real good dude. And then somehow, I don't know, golf got brought up. And I was like, you know what? Hold on. I went inside and I grabbed him a towel.
Yeah, he had it on his bag. So yeah. But he's all about it, trying to get buddies for next year. So it's cool to hear stuff like that as always,
As always. Speaking of golf, did you catch any of the Scottish Open?
I watched a little bit here and there. But I didn't really, it really didn't catch my attention, to be honest with you. I watched a little bit of Barbasol for some reason, because I always like to see who gets on the flight to, I think there's one spot from there to come over for the Open Tours or something like that. So
yeah, I agree. I didn't watch very much, if any, of the Scottish. I can't even remember. I think I only watched highlights, but I too was tuned in a little bit of the Barbasol, only because Monday Cute and all the stories behind that.
Sure.
Dude, there's a ton of guys. Like, I know there's a local guy, Chris Nagel, who played well at the U.S. Open, played well at the Barbasol, and then he just Monday queued for the CUDA.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just following Ryan French's tweets and all those guys in the hunt, and then obviously Trey Mullinax having an insane tournament and getting a ticket, and now on his way to the Open is insane.
Yeah, and his whole with the concussion things getting hit in the head is just crazy. Like, finally good for him. But it was after seeing Tringali, whatever he fired 9 under after Thursday. I was just like, what the hell, man? This is supposed to be over there, windy. You can't be shooting that low. And then obviously it adjusted with, the different wind and everything. But yeah, it just didn't pique my interest. I'm more excited about this week, obviously.
Oh yeah. I heard there was a lot of complaining on the old Twitter.
Oh yeah.
And from the players too, basically just saying like that course was trash and, the setup was garbage, but I'm sure it's night and day to, now going into the Open, which this might not, this is probably going to be a really cold take there, Rob, but for whatever reason, the Open Championship doesn't really get me going.
I can't believe that.
I don't know, man. I'm not a big links guy. And then for whatever reason, like when I see Linksy Golf and the old course, literally my mind flashes back to like 1994. And I just find it boring. I don't know. I'm trying to get up for it. Obviously it's the last major of the year. So I will tune in. Tiger's back. So I'll definitely tune in.
Right.
But I guess there's just not like the same buildup for me that there is for the Masters or even the U.S. Open. I think it's mainly just because it's a link style Euro course. I don't know what it is. It maybe you're familiar with the course, so it's not like a newer course. I don't know. Maybe the venue. I don't know.
Yeah, I get excited to wake up early just to see the opening ceremony, just like how the Masters is. Yeah. I'll watch it for a little bit and then go back to bed for a little bit and catch it when I wake up again. So, I mean, I get it. Some people, I just feel like it's the last major. It's a different style of golf, right? I do like how people have to play it different ways, right? Whether it's a driver, an iron, or whatever off the tee, and the ups and downs and undulations of the greens. So I find that very interesting. I mean, obviously, I take the Masters over the Open, but I do thoroughly enjoy watching it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to eat my words. I'll probably be stuck to the TV. I
love the pop bunkers too. Like I love that whole fascination of how those that come about and everything like that. So
yeah, and I do agree. I do like seeing guys hit different shots, flighted shots. Even Tiger the other day when he was chipping, it was almost like he was sculling chips on purpose and just running them out. Like it's crazy to me.
Getting the ball clean. I mean, I'm like you're the Tiger guy, but the stingers, the little as the shotgun start says, the little catnip they got going on social media, him just taking the stingers off the tee. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those balls are rolling out like 80 to 120 yards.
Yeah,
it's crazy. There's, I don't know. I feel like there's probably going to be some low numbers for the Open with just how fast this place is playing.
Yeah.
More so the greens or the fairways opposed to the greens. I saw old Cat, put a piece of lead tape on his
the putter.
Yeah, on his putter to, kind of offset what he's used to. So greens are running a little slow.
Yeah, there's that. Does he work for Golf Digest? The equipment guy. Yeah, his tweet earlier today was always like, "I love the yearly picture. The year, it's the Open when Tiger is the picture of his Scotty with the lead tape on there. Like it's the Open when he puts his lead tape on the putter. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I am excited, but for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe because it's still only Tuesday. Maybe tomorrow I'll have a different change of thought, and then obviously Thursday. My thing is the whole waking up thing. Like I'll never do that. I'll never wake up early to watch golf. Like, I'd rather just wake up normally, figure out what's going on, and then watch a replay of it.
So you don't wake up early for like the Masters, the first tee?
The Masters is different. But like, I'm not waking up at 1 a.m. to watch the Open Championship. You know, I will wake up, an hour or two earlier and try to catch like, the end of the first guy's going off. But like,
so how do you go about betting for this then?
Not as heavy.
No. Okay.
No. And I kind of went overboard with US Open. I won't do that. Okay. I'll take, probably a handful of guys from the start, and then I'll probably take another couple guys after, the second round.
Okay.
So how about you? Are you going to go day by day?
Yeah, I'm going to have to follow a bit of T, I think, when we go over T's picks. And then, some of the when they put against players. So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Right. So you were telling me about the Highlands. And
yes.
You were saying that in so many words that it blows Creek out of the water.
So let me start off by saying I'm pissed at myself for missing last year's event there. Like, if I would have played last year, I would have had a better idea of what to do for a number of the holes, right? I mean, a lot of them are pretty much cut and dry, what you need to do. But, like, I do think it blows Bose out of the water, and I love Bose. I think it's competing with Heritage Bluffs, dude. It was awesome. Just the routing, just the different type of holes that, some of those par threes on the front, you're teeing up way high and then greens way low. And they seem longer than they are, but they're not, because obviously you're different undulation but yeah, the greens were great. The only thing that sucked was, I think Wednesday or Thursday out my way, we got hit pretty hard, and Elgin even got hit harder, I think, with that storm.
Yeah.
So it was a little wet, but I mean, it wasn't anything to like complain about. I mean, some of the balls, stuck, but most of it, like, the course was like awesome. I mean, the if you could just keep the ball, and I know it's such a silly thing to say, but if you kept it in play, you could shoot pretty good there. Like, you don't need to kill the ball. It's all about, just keep it in between the tall stuff and just being able to get on the green, because the greens were great. They rolled true. Some small greens, a lot of the par fives you can get on it too if you cracked it pretty hard. But yeah, I mean, you didn't really have to sit there and kill the driver. You could just take 3-wood hybrid off the tee and just, it was just target golf, and it was a lot of fun. Like, the traps were, traps suck, but there's good sand, and it was, you still had a shot of getting on if you got in the trap and stuff like that. And even if you went into tall stuff, you could find it, you could still, recover yourself. So I think it had a little bit of everything. It was a good time. It was a great course, and I would gladly drive the 35-40-ish minutes out there to play it regularly, because it was awesome.
Where does it rank in your ranking system for courses?
I think it's like 3 right now for the courses that we play on tour, or just in general. To be honest, I like I just said, I would drive out there. I mean, if it was a little bit closer, that'd be my go-to course all the time. I mean, the guys that we got paired up with, the father and son, they live in Wheaton and they love playing Highlands, and they drive out there regularly to play. So it was cool to have them with us, because they gave us some tips here and there. But no, I kind of compared it to a little bit of, it was easier than Mistwood, but it was set up the way where, like, if you can think about the back nine of Mistwood, where it's like, I think it's 16, 17, and 18.
Yeah.
It's wrap around the body of water. They have the same thing with, I think it's like 8, 9, 10, and maybe 11 starts off that way. But yeah, it was more, if you target off the tee, and if you even if you're in the rough, you're still good, just as long as you didn't go in the tall stuff, right? So it was a great course. Makes you kind of, like, I was talking to the one guy that we're playing with, Adam, and I don't know if you know, but they had that Elgin Open. And I don't know if they still have it. They had it pre-COVID, and I didn't check to see if they had it again this year, but it's pretty much like an AM tournament where it's flighted and stuff like that. And you can bring out caddies and you play Bowes Creek, I think, on like a Friday.
Oh, yeah.
And then you play, if you make the cut, you go play Highlands the next day type deal thing.
Yeah.
So, but, Bowes is awesome. That was in great condition the prior week that we played. And, very happy about that course too. And that's a fun course to play by all means. But like, dude, Highlands was awesome.
Well, speaking of wet, Rob, I got some bad news. We got washed out during the round at Old Oak.
Oh, no. How far did you get in?
We got through like 12. Yeah, it was unfortunate that. So, last week was just absolutely beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And then on Monday, remember there was a 2-hour window.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I think you said you had your bucket hat and rain gear ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it.
So that 2-hour window of rain just happened to be during the 2 hours we were playing Old Oak. We took coverage under a tree and got absolutely pounded for 30 minutes. There was standing water. After it cleared up, like after it stopped raining, it was beautiful out again, but they came out and they were like, it's unplayable.
That sucks.
Yeah. So they're like, you basically got to come in. So we played another hole and then we went in. There was literally standing water on the greens. Like, it was like one of those, what's the IG account? The Zaire, like golf account.
Yeah.
Where there's like guys putting through like puddles of water.
Yeah.
They blast it and it only goes like 5 feet. That's what it was like. I was so mad. The good thing about it is I didn't play well. So it didn't really matter, but it still would have been nice to have posted around.
Sure.
So yeah, it was not cool. We thought we were going to get, it was going to blow over, which it did for like the first, 8 holes. And then, we just got absolutely annihilated. So unfortunately, another one bites the dust. So that's the third. I think that's the third.
I was going to say, you've had a rough go of the season so far.
Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, that's part of, picking and choosing.
Sure.
When to play and so forth and so on. Maybe
so when you get out to Kankakee?
Oh, that's a good question. Obviously with Kankakee being quite a bit of a drive, there's going to be no practice around there.
Right.
It's going to be official, but probably, this weekend or next week, I've had a little bit of a schedule change. So now my golf days are going to be weird. Probably still play on the weekends, but now that I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to have to try to, rally some troops together. But, here's the thing about Kankakee is that it's a major.
Yeah.
And I don't think a ton of people are going to play it. So I think if I could fare well there, I can make a pretty big jump in standings.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of my, I was going to say my little secret, but now that it's out
right.
to the pod. So those listening, you might want to take that advice and get out to Kankakee and, you could probably jump up the leaderboard there in points.
But
other than that, haven't been playing a ton. The game is definitely not in good form, but the last couple times I've been out, I've had a good time, enjoyed myself, being able to put a couple holes together, but for the most part, Rob, the game's struggling, my man.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to figure something out, but moving on to the PGA Tour.
Yep.
What a shit show. the PGA Tour, Liv files the antitrust suit. Basically opens up the DOJ to, investigate anti-competitive behavior.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter yesterday.
Obviously it's Greg Norman just trying to, be petty and I don't know. There's probably something there to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be. Plus, I think they're talking when they say Norman was setting up the meeting with the OWGR this week at out there too.
Yeah. Well, it's also hilarious too that the Open basically axed Norman from the Champions Dinner, which I don't know. I mean,
I can't believe they went that route. Like, I can't believe they posted or put a statement out instead of just like calling them and saying, "Hey."
Yeah, well, I think it's the same thing, with what was going on with prior to the Masters with like Phil. They don't want that attention. They don't want Liv to be the headline.
Oh no, yeah, I don't disagree with that. I just can't believe the way they went about it.
Yeah, 1,000%. Especially being the 150th. Yeah, I'm sure they were probably like, we don't want this asshole anywhere near here.
Right.
So, yeah, he's not coming. Although he's a two-time winner, which
you go from applying to play in it, getting turned down, to then getting turned away from the champion stuff.
Right. Tough scene for the Shark.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, he's been getting beat up, but I mean, I would assume he was expecting all of this to come.
Sure.
I wonder, what the interaction has been between players, though. I saw like Ian Poulter talking to Jack in a photo.
Yeah.
I wonder if Phil and Tiger have talked. Then you have Freddie coming out like a week ago saying, "I'll pretty much never talk to the guy again."
Yeah, right. Andy and Brennan said that now is out playing by himself for a practice round. So it's like what do people really think? And that whole like the Spieth bullshit too. Last couple of days, and Hideki might be going. It's just insane to see all the rumors flying. So.
I think Hideki is going.
You think so?
Yep. I don't know if you caught the tweet because I don't think I told you this. A little birdie who's close to Rich Harvest.
Mm-hmm.
The guy from Rich Harvest had said that 2 guys within the top 10 official world golf ranking.
I could see that. I could see that happening after the FedEx Cup is done, though. Like everybody get their money and then they, jump over. Because, if you listen to everybody else's podcast, it's like PJ is going to have to do something, right? They're going to have to agree to some type of terms because, Liv is working, it's not going to go anywhere.
Right. And I don't know who the 2 players are. I think Hideki's one of them. And then I think I would either go with like a Sam Burns or not a Sam Burns, a Cam Smith or like a Hovland.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you're right where they're going to make, they, like for instance, the Australian team is just a placeholder right now. Because if you get Cam there to be the captain for next year, how you have that full season, you're 100% right.
Same with Hideki.
Yeah, exactly.
They have a full Japan team. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, there's obviously some strategy behind it. But going back to what you were saying, the PGA Tour is going to have to do something. That gets me thinking about Rory. And Rory's kind of been jumping.
Right.
He's retracting statements, not necessarily retracting statements, but from what he was saying 2 weeks ago to compare to what he was saying, this past week that they should have a talk is kind of total night and day of his
100%.
Yeah. So, and then you had Tiger finally come out and talk about it. I mean, that was no surprise that he was going to be against it, and not for it. But
his stuff from today was pretty good. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah. I just feel like maybe Rory's been maybe too talkative about it. I get like trying to be the poster child, the face of the PGA Tour and being a vet and being on the board. So I get that there's some kind of, between him and JT, maybe there is some kind of, I don't know, maybe they feel the need to do that. But like I said, I think Rory's kind of been in the mix too much and maybe put his foot in his mouth. But nonetheless, to your point, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's eventually going to come down to, okay, well, how do we make this work collectively? So interested to see how that goes.
For sure.
Speaking of Tiger, do you think he's got any chance?
No. I mean, you see a lot of people on the ground or the tweets, and, obviously they're going to say what they say, but a lot of them have been saying he's been looking pretty rough. I mean, he's been playing a lot of holes the last couple of days.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll be anywhere close to it Sunday, but that's just my opinion.
You're writing him off?
I'm writing him off.
No surprise. Let me guess. Yeah, Spieth's going to win it.
Hey. Let's just save that. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's been your guy all year.
Yeah, I'm not backing off that, but that's my top 3. So let's just we'll save that for a little at the end.
Gotcha. Well, we were supposed to have a couple of the PGA champions from the Northside Tour, Westside Tour on.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up having to postpone and move some things around. Unfortunately, they couldn't make this afternoon work, which, totally understandable.
Right.
We changed some things around, but quick shout out to some of those PGA champions, Chris Tanko, and then Nafis Patel and Brock Baer.
What a great name.
Yeah, both tied for net. So those are the 3 champions from the West and Northside Tour, PGA champions. And that's, we apologize for moving things around. We would have loved to have you guys on, and I get it. Things didn't work out, but just a quick shout out there. And then we'll jump right into the Bookie with T open picks, Rob.
All right, let's hear it.
Is there anybody you like in particular this week besides?
Maybe, but go ahead. Let's hear T's picks.
His long shot is Seamus Power 80-1, Hovland 50-1, Burns 40-1, Cantlay 24-1, and T's favorite, Rahm 16-1. And you could book it with T.
Rambo, huh?
Yeah, Rambo hasn't been playing well.
No,
it's kind of.
He knows something that we don't. I mean, obviously he's been on a heater.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
what are you picking out of that from what T put up?
The only guy I like out of that is Cantlay.
I was just gonna say you're gonna pick Cantlay, were you?
Yeah,
I mean, he finished what? He finished inside the top 10 this past week, right? Scottish, I think even higher, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Rambo's game has been kind of struggling. Just the way Cantlay putts. I think he'll have a chance. I don't know. I honestly don't have a huge favorite going in. I think I'm just going to sprinkle on a couple guys. Maybe, Xander that would be crazy for him to
go back to back.
Yeah.
Back to back.
And then, Tiger, obviously. That's going to be a good sprinkle. Cantlay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you would think Rory has a shot. Obviously, he's been playing well. It's Link style. I'm surprised, to be honest, he doesn't have, besides Seamus Power, he doesn't have any Irishmen or Aussies or, someone like a Shane Lowry or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's used to playing Link style golf, but
sure.
That's my picks.
Okay.
Are you going to give any picks or?
Well, I mean, so the top 3, that's what
your top 3 is.
I want to know, we'll just jump into the top 3. I want to know what's it going to be first, second, third? How do you see it finishing?
Score wise, player wise.
Who's going to be first, second, and third?
I would say probably Rory, Tiger, JT, honorable mention, Spieth.
So do you think? Wait, so Rory being first or third?
First.
Okay. Rory, JT, Tiger. Did you say?
Yes.
You think Tiger is going to finish in third?
Did you think Tiger was going to win the Masters last year or 2 years ago?
No. I don't even think he sniffs the top 10.
That's fine.
All right. I think it's going to be Rory third, Xander in second, and Spieth taking it.
Big fucking surprise.
Yeah. Big surprise. I Cantlay in there after last weekend, I think he's going to be top 5. Yeah. But, I mean, I was going to ask you where you think Tiger's going to finish, but you think he's finishing third, so you answered my question.
Well, I would say just his course knowledge alone probably cuts the field in half. And then, if he has a day like Saturday, like he normally does, I could just see him outsmarting everybody, playing those stupid little shots that, roll out to 7 feet and then him making putts. That's the thing. He hasn't putted well in the last couple tournaments. So if he gets the putter hot, you better watch out.
Okay. All right. I like your confidence.
I can't wait for Spieth and Greller's combo during this tournament with hopefully some wind.
I know that par 3 was it Thursday or Friday where he's like, oh, it's going to be 40 yards short. And then he was pinned high. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was pretty comical. What do you think about the theory of this is his goodbye? And he's going to walk over the bridge and just wave goodbye to everybody.
I think people who say that are complete idiots. If you think this guy is retiring and done playing, you're a complete asshole. Every time I
thought that was going to be your type of response.
Yeah. Well, ever since I saw it on Twitter, I got so angry. I just kept scrolling faster and faster because I just wanted to get away from it before I responded to something that I would regret.
Sure.
I mean, what are people thinking? They literally think he's done.
I don't know, man. Depends on how hard it is. I mean, seeing that picture, I don't know if we've ever talked about it. Did we talk about the picture without the sleeve on his leg? And how that's crazy.
He's also a Navy SEAL, though. So, I mean, I get it that, let's see, the old course won't be back until what, 2027? That sound right?
I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. He keeps on saying that he might not see it in his lifetime again or something like that. So,
yeah, I mean, if that's what they're talking about, like him playing there for the last time, potentially, but I still don't think he knows that. So I don't think he does that. But I did get a huge kick out of him pulling the biggest alpha move with Jack on the bridge and stepping on his foot. Did you see that picture?
I saw that. I was laughing at when he's knocking the ball on the putting green at Rory.
Yeah.
That was good with Lee Trevino sitting right there.
Yeah. And then, I was just going to say him and Lee chirping. And then him even chirping Justin about I'll see you at the Champions.
Oh, that was good.
You haven't won.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So he's been, the old school stone cold killer. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm going to go out and win by 20 strokes. It's nice to see, him kind of change tune and kind of release everything and joke around with these guys. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, no, it is awesome to see. But the last question I had for you too was where do we stand with Rich Harvest Farms? What are we thinking?
I don't know. I haven't quite looked at the schedule now that my schedule's changed. To be honest, I probably won't even respond back to their, background check. Plus, I don't know if I want anyone tied to the LIV having any kind of information about me. Whether that's my social or, I don't know. That's just me being,
okay.
But will I try to get out there considering my schedule? Yeah. Like if I worked it, I'm assuming I'd have to be out there past, 4.
Sure.
But if we went, I could go in the morning and watch it. So I'd probably rather do that. So we got to plan something to go out there. Speaking of,
I'm interested in seeing that. So
speaking of plans, we have a plan for July 28th.
I didn't know if you're going to bring that up, but I look at the site every day.
Yeah. So Rob and I along with fellow CGT members, Adam Fonseca of Golf Unfiltered, as well as Chris McEwen of McEwen Media. We got a little text group going, and we're heading out to Lasonia on July 28th. We're going to go up there just for the day, play 36, play their links, play their Parkland, both courses, and then drive home.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be more excited / more nervous because my game is in a shithole right now.
That's what when you're talking about them. Like I was going to say, you got a couple of weeks to fine tune some stuff at the range.
Well, that's the thing. I just need to go do it. Maybe Lily will experience her first range session.
There you go.
So yeah, now that the schedule now is better for me to go play.
Sure.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pumped, man. I think, we're going to have a day. I've heard nothing but insane things about Lasonia. Lasonia, same designer as Kankakee Elks.
Really?
Did you know that?
I did not.
Yes. Same designer.
For both courses?
Yeah. The guy who designed, I believe I might be lying. Maybe McDonald or MacDonald. Whoever designed Kankakee Elks designed Lasonia.
Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty, like I said, been looking at that site every day.
Yeah. So we're going to have a day. I'm sure we'll have a ton of content. Maybe we'll even set up a little match.
Well, I thought we were going to be doing that for sure. Yeah.
Well, not only between the group, but between you and I.
Oh, that's what I meant. I didn't know I do group too, but I thought it was going to be between us too.
Oh yeah. We'll dive more into that in next week's pod. But
sounds good.
Until then, Rob, we'll see you in the fairway.
See you in the fairway, Tom.
See you, buddy.
Later, dude.
Just walked off the Highlands of Elgin where we finished 40 minutes under pace. We were burning the course. Beautiful out there. We've got our first hot dog that's on the rollers. We've had boiled and grilled, first rolled hot dog. Let's take a bite here. 1/4-pound hot dog. Again, one of the softest buns we've had on tour this year. The onions are a little bit large. Because of that, we're going 3.5 Chicago stars. We got to chop these onions up. This could have been the first 4 dog, to be honest with you.